Hello, I'm Miss Julie from the Owen County Public Library here in Kentucky, and we are going to make corn husk dolls today. I have a sample here of a lady and a pioneer man, and I will show you how quick and easy it is to make one for yourself. You know, corn husk dolls are part of our history. They were made by the Native Americans as well as the pioneers. All you need are some corn husks. I buy those at the grocery store in the Hispanic section where they make tamales. You can also, I've seen them at craft stores. These are larger. I like working with these versus the ones from a craft store, but try them out and see what you like. The other thing you need is some twine or some heavy thread. I've cut out 5 pieces of twine to use today, and we'll get started. I soaked my corn husk in water for about 15 minutes or as long as a day, it doesn't matter. So we're going to start with four corn husks. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to tie about 1.5 inches down from the top. If you tie it too close to the top, your the twine will come off. So about 1.5 inches down, and I'll take my twine. And another secret is you make sure to tie it very tightly. So it's always a good idea to have a buddy about now so they can hold it tight. And I'm gonna pull real tight and make a knot. You have to make a knot and tie it tight. Just trim that off. Do not trim too closely or you'll cut your knot. Now you're going to turn it upside down, and this go like this, and this is going to be the head of your doll. Just pull it down. Now if you need to spread it out, you can. If you need to cut it or rip it to spread it out, and then you're going to make this be your head. And you're going to tie another piece of twine around there. The more corn husk you use, the thicker it is, the bigger your head. I have, each one is a little bit different. So that's kind of fun where no two are alike. So I've tied a knot. I now have the head of my doll. I'm going to trim off the twine, and we're started. Then that's step 1, make the head. Step 2 is to make the arms. When you make the arms, you're going to take 1 corn husk and you're going to roll it up. Now you see this one is pretty similar width on each end because you're going to roll it this way. If you get one like this that's real wide here and skinny here, you're going to have a great big fat hand and a skinny hand. So try to get one that is close. You're going to roll it up as tightly as you can. Roll, roll, roll. These will be the arms. And you're going to take this rolled up corn husk and pick up your doll, and about in the middle you're going to separate it. And if you need to rip some of the corn husk, go ahead. I'm going to rip this one right here, maybe. All right, and I'm going to put the arms in like this. And you're going to push the arms up as tight and up to that twine there. And as you see, I like the length of this arm here. This one's way too long, and I'm going to cut that off. But first, before I do any of that, I'm going to have to tie it. So another piece of my twine, and I'm going to tie it tightly right up underneath the arms. If you don't tie it right up underneath the arms will fall off, and you don't want that to happen. So pull it really tight. There we go. Trim those off. So I've tied my second knot here. So I've got one around the here and one here. Now for her arms, I'm going to trim this off. And maybe you want to ask some of the people in your family. I did this class once and it turned out one of the people who came there, I think it was their grandma, someone was real proficient in making corn husk dolls. So maybe someone in your family already knows how to make it or knew how to make them. All right, I think those are about the same. I'm going to tie off her little hands. Now the knots, I've got both of these knots in the back. So this is going to be the front of my doll. And I'll tie these off. I think it looks cute to have the knot in the front of her hands. But it's a designer choice. So pretty close to the edge. Tie my knot. Trim it up. And there's one hand. And we'll do the next one. Now, boys and girls that lived on the frontier, they didn't go to the store and buy toys. Their toys would have all been homemade. So they would have had corn husk from everyone grew corn, and the husk is the outside of the ear of corn. And they would have been the corn. You use the husk when they're dried out, and so they would have made a corn husk doll like this. So we've got her arms tied up, and this is just a basic little girl, pioneer girl. If we want her to stand up, we'll have to trim off the bottom of her dress so that she can stand. Kind of adjust it. Pretty much. Now I'm going to make her apron, make a little fancy part over her top of her dress. So I'm going to rip off a piece about like this, and I'm going to cross it over and wrap it around the back, and take another one, rip it, and do the same thing on the other side. There you go. And around back. Or you could take the same piece and wrap it around, but I think that's easier. So now she's got a little top to her dress, and I'll just snip that off. And one more tie to hold that in place. Now, if this is the front, I'm going to put my knot in the back. So here we go. Another tight knot. And you know what? If you mess up, no big deal. You can make another one. Or just take those, tie the twine, and try again. So, there she is. Now, if you see I made a pioneer guy, I would do exactly the same thing, and I would just split the legs, and then I would tie each one of them off. And you can see this one I did with 4 corn husks, and look how fat he is. His head is. This was 4, and they were thinner. So every one looks a little bit different. And there she is. So I hope you learned something, and I hope you try to make a corn husk doll. And if you do, take a picture and send it to us here at the Owen County Public Library. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.